Bang, and then there's a cultist right there.
Cultist right on the ground.
I think he sees the blood priest engaged with no jaw, and then everybody else is going to run, and I think he's just going to look at that one closest and say, ooh, and just like rain the greatsword down on him.
Fantastic. Make your attack. You will have advantage. He's prone and injured.
The first one was a 10, so 17 to hit.
17 will hit. Roll your damage.
Boink. That is 8 plus 6.
And that is a dead
14.
cultist. How does this guy die?
I think he just cuts his head clean off. It's just like into the dirt, slunk, and then the head just rolls off down a little sand dune.
Fantastic.
And he's already up looking for the next cultist.
Luckily, there are more on offer. Mm-hmm. You have killed your first cultist. What do you want to do? Is there anything else? Do you want to move forwards into the crowd? Do you want to stay where you are? What's your plan?
I can't. Morgan disappeared, right?
Yes.
Gone.
Roll me a perception.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
If you even know where she is.
Yeah, I maybe lost track. Oh, no, I know exactly where she is.
Yep, you saw her dash into the building and into cover.
So she went into cover.
Yep,
so
she's 30 feet behind you.
So she's doing her own thing. So he's going to, he'll get up with the judge. He's going to go, stand right beside the judge.
Great. He's charging into combat against this blood priest along with the judge. And last but not least, Damien Proxima, you hit the ground facing off against true heresy.
Yeah. There's this blood priest, which has been, seems like a pretty big juicy target for him, but 2 of his allies are already there. Who remains?
There are 4 cultists who are actively turning in shock, ready to engage in this combat where it was so perfectly timed by your team. There is a 5th cultist who is down, currently being disemboweled by Rex.
Hello, everyone.
And there is the blood priest.
The sun is finally here, and it is 16 Celsius in the shade.
Into combat, who are all fully available for your attention.
If they're grouped close enough together, I think this is a good opportunity for some sorcery to
3 of them are within about 5 feet of each other.
Great. Let's go ahead with... Yeah, we're going to hit him with a warp fire blast, similar to the little show I put on back in my cell. Just a cone of fire shooting out from my outstretched hands.
Incredible. All right, how's the work? What do I have to roll?
Currently at Majorstuen, which is a heavily populated area.
Difficulty.
And is it Dex or what is it?
It is Dexter.
Okay, 14.
Hell in the cell.
It's a fail. That is a pass.
Oh, it wants me to go straight ahead.
So 2 of them fail, 1 of them passes. 1 of them manages to dodge out of the way. The others stand there going, what?
And that is... I will just want to check.
I think they still get half damage.
That's right. It is half as much on a...
save, right?
3d6.
Whew,
3d6
nice.
fire. It's a 4 and a 1. I'm going to spend... let me roll the third one. A 3. So 7 plus 1. I'm going to spend my first sorcery point to activate one of my meta magic abilities, Empowered Spell. I re-roll up to 4 of my spell's damage dice.
Very
I'm
nice.
gonna re-roll the 1. That's a 6 now.
Yo!
Very nice.
So,
do you want to re-roll any of your other dice? Because I think you had a 3
and a 3. I feel I'm maybe being a little too chancy there. I'll happily take a 1 into a 6, though.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're at 10 damage, or it was 11, right? It was 3d6 plus 1?
3d6, no modifier.
Okay, great.
But it was 7 plus another 6.
Oh, 13. 13 damage.
13.
Okay, so 13 total, and it for the one who passed, it would do 6. Okay, you see these cultists turning, ready to engage in combat, and their mouths open as they're breathing, just totally worked out, covered in sweat of their own blood, and they yell, "Blood for the blood!" 2 of them are burned immediately, completely to death. And the third one is tremendously badly burned, which is fortunate for him, as he wanted to bleed, not burn.
That's my action. I think I'll leave it at that. Yeah. I don't think Damien would have the same tactical sense that an Arbites or Crusader would have, or an Interrogator. His combat training is based purely on faith. And so he is not going to move from where he landed. He is now just a beacon of warp fire, challenging anyone to try and take him down.
Fantastic. Damien, you stand there, all of you, with this picture-perfect ambush of these cult forces who finally are turning clumsily to respond. The burnt-up cultist that you yourself blasted, Damien, is going to charge at you with a sickle of his own in his hand, like a corrupt mirror of yourself in combat. A burnt coat all over him now. Everything just this alternate version of you, but covered in these cuts and runes and sigils that make even you ill to look at them. Though you can see the malicious intent behind them. The others just know it's unsettling. For you, there's a little more of your language, just instinctive understanding.
I feel like to the mundane eye, it's just like symbols, and I'm seeing like light coming off of them.
Yeah.
Or like I hear them.
Yeah, and you're seeing the person's soul draining out of them through these symbols, where you're realizing they are losing themselves, being eaten alive from the outside. So much of this army, would have been completely lost at this point. These are not people you can recover and make a decent citizen out of.
No.
Like, there's no coming back from this.
That wouldn't be option one for Damien anyway.
To begin with. But you have far more visual proof of it. There are people you can look at and go, beyond redemption.
Yeah.
Like, burn them. You did that correctly. But he dashes forwards and attacks you. That is a 5. So he swings at you, and instinctively you can bat that blow aside. Do you just bare arm it? Do you sickle it? Like, what do you do to swing it aside?
I think my sickle rises to meet his and just absorbs the blow as the momentum of his swing slows down before the point of it kind of is able to pierce my flesh, and then I just wrench it to the side.
Great. Just hurled aside.
Yeah.
This is a weaker version of you. This mirror is false. This is not who you are. Meanwhile, there is a cultist battling a cybermastiff on the ground. He will attack, and he gets a 13. What's the AC on Rex 2? All right, so he manages to hit, and he will do 4 damage to Rex as his massive kitchen knife meets butcher block and just hacks up and into Rex's neck, and you can see some servos spray out and some sparking, but their combat continues. And the last fanatic charges to protect the priest, saying, blood, give him all the blood, and he's going to attack Brother Solomon as somebody who has joined this combat late. Like, you were joining in that fight, and this guy is running straight at you, so there is this collision of force. An unstoppable, well, let's be honest, probably a stoppable force meets an unstoppable object. Yeah, he got a 14.
He misses.
The cultist lashes out, and you just bat it aside. Would you be batting things aside with the forearm, trusting in your armor, or would you be using your sword to make sure they never even touch you?
I think the same thing with that Grok that he was fighting, that he just moves sort of preternaturally quickly, and it just goes just by his head fast enough. And then he moves back and, like, steps forward closer to that cultist and makes, like, unblinking eye contact.
We both die for the blood god!
Not today.
And that continues. There is a blood priest, however, here, who will attack this Arbites that he is facing off with. He is going to attack with his packed blade.
But he has disadvantage, right?
He does have disadvantage because he's being shot and half his face is missing. That is a 15 to hit.
Misses completely.
He's splashing out, bleeding profusely, doing absolutely no damage. You are all facing off with these cultists who are clearly being outmatched to the point where there's not really a question now. It's just finishing the job, and can you do it without suffering any injuries? Or so you think. When a trio of hypersonic missiles slam into the Aquila lander over your heads, and it loses control and starts to plummet down onto the battlefield.
This episode of Agents of the Inquisition features the voices of players Del Borovic, Guy Bradford, Josh Halbert, and Tyler Hewitt, alongside our Dungeon Master Ryan LaPlante. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Agents of the Inquisition's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC.com. Our theme song is The Hordes by Megan McDuffie, and our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR. All of their music is available at freemusicarchive.org. For all things Dum Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. Though the team is working under special conditions, this podcast isn't. So tell your friends about Agents of the Inquisition, and join us next episode, where Boutte Gilliman himself commands it.
Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Alarain Okapi, Madre de Gato.
Learning English is hard. That's why I make easy stories in English, where you can have fun while you learn. You can listen to stories full of action, romance, and mystery. Each episode, I tell stories for beginner, intermediate, and advanced learners, and there's a story for every mood. Whether you want something to wake you up or relax before going to bed, Easy Stories in English is the podcast for you.
You are all engaged in furious combat with cornate cultists of the Crimson Brotherhood, and an Aquila lander that had dropped you off where you were has been struck out of the sky by missiles and is falling onto this battlefield. The question is, can you dive to safety in time? I need all of you to roll me dexterity saving throws. I will make note. Morgan, you are in cover, and you are in 3/4 cover, having ducked behind a doorway, which means you will add +5 to your result.
I'll take that. Thank you.
I should have come and stood next to you.
Does my shield help?
your shield? No.
Oh, that's an 8.
I might. Did I use this? I don't think I
You
did.
have your
It's
heroic
still there, yeah.
inspiration to be able to use.
Okay. I'm re-rolling.
Great.
What did you have originally?
4.
Ooh, good call.
Good call, very good call.
That's better. 9.
Okay.
Morgan got a 23.
That sounds about right.
For Christ's sakes. I got a 10.
10. Okay. There will be some damage. There will be up for the of you that did not roll 23. Morgan, you will take 5 from this explosion as it lands. But the other question is, that is a fail. That is a pass. So he is dead. The cultist battling with Rex dies. The cultist battling with Solomon is alive. The cultist battling Damien dies, failing his check. The blood priest, he passes, which means he still takes more damage. That guy goes down too. The cultist priest is barely standing. We have the 3 flight crew that are hostages. Okay. I rolled for the dead guy. We won't count that last.
I heard 4 rolls of wonder.
Yep. 2 of them are crushed to death.
Oh,
Then we have an important question about a certain cybermastiff who's in this combat. Can you roll me a dexterity saving throw for your dear Rex 2?
You can do it, buddy.
Rex will have advantage because he is tiny, and moves well. I've said that before. You look terrified, to be clear. This is not a favoritism roll. I'm thinking about the size and flexibility of this robot.
we like that.
19. How much HP does your dear Rex 2 have left? 7. Fabulous. He takes 5 points of damage as he passes his save. So Rex 2, heartily damaged, sparking as he appears out of the combat. But he has survived the fall of this Aquila lander, while the cultist fighting him did not. Rex just leaps out of the way, immediately crushed as this lander explodes. You all find yourselves amidst the dust. The vision is obscured. You can see only close to where you are. But I will say, as I look at the top of the list, Judge Buchanan Rex, you find yourself facing off with a bleeding blood priest. Slashed, cut throughout his entire body now by shrapnel, by the explosion. He's been burned. His jaw is missing. Arterial blood is spraying. But he is still staring at you with his packed blade, just staring at you hatefully, clearly wanting to take you with him before he dies. He is 10 feet from you. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to finish him off. But am I able to ask him something before I...
You can do whatever you want to do, but I will make note it will be your action to have a conversation with him, or it's your action to fire.
These are new rules, right? Yeah.
Okay, well... Can I look back and see if we still have one surviving...
Roll me perception. At disadvantage because of the smoke.
Okay, perception, that is 24.
You can see one of the hostages pulling himself just into the plane, into the one that is collapsed that came down the first time that they had been using for shelter. So clearly, one of the hostage flyers has made it out alive.
Great. As I'm coming towards him, is he on the ground?
Are you moving towards the hostage?
No.
You're moving towards the blood priest?
Yeah, I just gave a look over my shoulder.
Great. He is staggering to his feet looking at you, his weapon in his hand.
While I come towards him with my electric maul, my shock maul just shocking away, can I, during my movement, say aloud, "Take the hostage to safety, now!" And I'm going to bring my shock maul, and I'm going to actually run it up, kind of like an uppercut, to where this guy's jaw used to be, because I'm going to shock his brains out of his ears.
Incredible. Roll your attack.
Okay, that's a 16.
That will hit the shirtless man with no jaw, so roll your damage.
8. That's a 3 plus, that's a 7.
You are shocking him. He has your maul inside the cavern of his mouth, shocking him. He's just refusing to fall. His whole body is smoking. He is disadvantaged to attacks again, but somehow he is still on his feet, refusing to give up. You imagine he might be trying to yell, but he doesn't have a jaw, and your maul is currently in his throat.
Sucks to be you, I say inside of my head.
All right, that was the judge's turn. Up next, Morgan. You're inside the building at the end of this. You've heard the cry to bring the hostages to safety.
Perfect. Morgan is going to use cunning action to dash and her movement to get up to that hostage that's 60 feet.
Great. You get your 30. Can you roll me a perception at disadvantage because you did not have a clear line of sight because you were back in the building to see where the fallen surviving flyer hostage is.
Oh my god, these nat ones. Killing me. Oh, there you go. Double nat 1.
That one you gotta keep.
I gotta keep it. So I did a nat 1 to try and figure out where this hostage is in the darkness, in the smoke.
You spent all your luck points?
I don't think I can do that now.
After knowing a die result?
No, I don't think I can do
I'm
it
not sure how
after.
that works.
Let me see.
You tell me.
I can give myself advantage on a d20 test roll, so I think because I already rolled it at disadvantage, I don't think I can do that afterwards.
No, so that happens. You hurry out into the smoke, determined to try to find this hostage and bring them to safety. And scanning around, you see a cultist ducking into the lighter. Would you take a shot at a cultist moving into the fallen plane where you assume the hostage must be?
I think that Morgan would want to get up close to attack this hostage because of the smoke and because it's so hard to see. I don't think she wants to take a shot that far away, but she would get up and stab.
So you're going to attack the cultist up close. Yeah. Amazing. So you charge forward through the smoke. What weapon are you going to use?
She's going to pull out one of her daggers.
Fantastic. So roll me that attack.
Okay. 8 plus 6, so that's 14.
That will hit. Roll your damage.
Great. It is 1d4 plus 4, so that's 8 damage, max damage.
Oh no. You draw back your dagger from this figure covered in smoke and ash, barely able to see, and when you roll them over, you see that they are wearing a flight uniform of the Imperium.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, it's like the time slows moment of her feeling like I have this in hand, and getting right up in there, and then turning them over and seeing their face. And she's just looking at this person's face as she has done this kill shot on them.
Yep, it's a woman, blonde hair pulled back. She's got freckles. She looks hardy. clearly tanned, but in a way that you guess would make her prematurely older than she otherwise was, maybe due to void exposure. You're smart enough to know that those things can cause radiation and other things. Could be 50, could be 35. You're not sure. Definitely injured. Now dead.
Damn it all.
Brother Solomon, you are currently still engaged from just a few feet away from a frenzied cultist who is staring you down, the one that charged you earlier and attacked you. What do you do?
This is the blood priest that's still alive, or is this a different
No,
one?
this is the cultist who charged at you from the side. So the blood priest is still alive with a shock ball shoved all the way into his face, but you had been charged from the side by another cultist who is directly engaged with you.
I think Brother Solomon is gonna, if the judge is still, we're still standing right beside one another?
You're still within 5 feet of each other.
So I think he's gonna go back to back with the judge and let him know, I've got your 6, Judge. And then he's gonna just, like, the one-handed greatsword straight through the neck of this charging cultist.
Incredible. Roll me the attack.
If he can. A natural 20.
Oh, shit.
KO.
Tell me how he dies and tell me how you finish the blood priest in concert with your newfound battle companion, Judge Rex.
So I think he stabs forward through the charging cultist, and the cultist just like wraps around the blade of the greatsword and just coats it in viscera and all of these things. And then as he pulls it out on the backswing to like clean off all the viscera, the backswing hits the top of the blood the blood cultist's head and just splits it clean in half.
His brains do come out his ears, Judge, just so you know.
Electricity like ripples down the blade of the greatsword. He goes, shakes it off a little bit. Sorry. That got a little close.
And you all find yourselves with the dust settling around you of the Aquila lander, free and clear of all enemies. They have all died. Morgan is standing just inside the crashed original plane that had come down, and the rest of you are amongst the wreckage. What do you do? What do you say?
Morgan is instantly going to try and go into the wreckage and see if there's any evidence, computers, anything. She's like, I have to find something for us to work with here.
Okay, Morgan is going to search deeper inside the crashed lander. Judge, what are you up to?
I'm going to make my way back to what I think is the hostage, still alive. Haven't been informed about that.
Yep, you go over to the hostage and see that they have been killed.
Great.
Clearly by a close combat weapon. But there's the possibility that if any of you have the ability to heal or do a medicine check, you may be able to help this person. It's far beyond Morgan's expertise, but other people might be able to.
I will do a medicine check, I guess, because I have some wisdom in that field.
Roll me a medicine check. Would you yell out to any of your compatriots as this happened?
Yes, I'd be like, if one of you could be a nurse and the other could be on dog duty, find Rex for me and help. I'm going to. What am I looking at with this person?
So you are looking at the same blonde-haired, very tanned woman who's laid back. She has a knife wound through her chest, or I guess through her back into her torso. As you flip her over to check the injury, you can see that that's what's going on. She's still, like, a little bit of blood is coming out, but she's not breathing. You're not getting a pulse.
Okay. So, do I have to roll for this? Or what
for the medicine check? Yeah.
All right.
Wow!
That's how the game works.
I guess. I use magic. Oh, good. Okay, that is 21.
21. I will say you managed to stabilize this injury, but she is not conscious. You're starting to get a thready pulse, but you could lose it. You've reached the maximum of your ability, but you have yelled for your compatriots. Morgan, you know you're not a doctor. You can't help with this. Brother Solomon and Damien, who is going to go help with this, and who is on dog duty?
Brother Solomon doesn't want to be on dog duty. But I don't think either of us would especially be like, okay, dog duty.
Okay, both of you roll me a new initiative. I need to see who goes to go first. 16.
Ooh, you beat me.
All right, so Damien, you get to act first.
Damien doesn't really want dog duty either. He's gonna go
help with the person. Okay. How are you going to assist with the situation?
He'll come up, and he knows that Sarbrides hates like heretics, as he should. You know, as he should. He should hate the sight.
Horrible people.
Yeah. But there can be flexibility, it seems. And I think that's probably something that Valentine has imparted to him on some visits and through giving him like privileges of like reading some philosophy books and things like that during his time in prison. That context can be important, and so there is a greater good to be served here by leveraging the warp to aid this person, to aid my allies. And you know, this was at one point thought of as being miracle work, so maybe it can be again. Damien is going to seeing Buchanan kind of stabilizing this this flight crew person. We'll just say stand clear.
Very well.
Good. And avert your eyes.
What?
Just do it.
He just tilts his head to the right.
And Damien will place his hands on this gaping, just sucking knife wound in this person's chest, and
hand on the chest, hand on the back, so you can get both sides of the...
Yeah, and we'll cast Flesh Knit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, how much healing does it do?
It'll be at level 1. It does 2d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier.
Fantastic. Let's find out how much that is. I.e., please roll. Made it sound like I was asking a question twice.
Sorry, lady, not a whole lot. 3 plus my modifier of 4 for 7.
Sorry, lady.
Yeah.
7 is more than enough to bring this person absolutely back to life. But you are going to need to roll a d20 so we can find out if you suffer the perils of the warp.
14.
You are doing just fine.
Rolling better than me.
The judge hears a gasp of breath. Yes, come back in. So I cock my head back to the left. I don't know what happened, but I know it's probably not good. But there's no time for that.
Yep, Damon's already up and like walking away. He's like, there.
So I crouch down to this young woman. I brace her. I put my arm around her back and like lift her up into a sitting position.
Who are you?
I'm Judge Rex. Please. Shallow breaths. You've recently recovered from a fatal injury.
What?
Shallow breaths.
Okay.
I must ask you. There was another person in this vehicle.
Yeah, the rest of the flight crew, are they okay?
You are the only survivor.
Oh, fuck.
Keep your eyes on me. What's your name?
Larsa Quinn. My name is Larsa Quinn.
Your name is Larsa Quinn.
Larsa Quinn. It's two words. I'm sorry, sir.
Larsa Quinn.
It's hard to talk while breathing shallowly.
Did you happen to see an individual inside of your ship? A prisoner by the name of Talos Evo.
Just gonna roll for something. Yeah, I did. They ordered me not to talk about it, but you seem like you're a judge and whatever. Apparently I died. What the hell is happening?
Where, and this is very important, where did Talos Evo go?
And we pan the camera outside the plane to Brother Solomon, who is on dog duty.
Reluctantly on dog duty. I've never seen him reluctant to do anything. He's excited that he's caught up in the thing, and then he realizes he's been put on dog duty, and he just slumps a little, and then he starts looking through the wreckage. Rex 2. He goes over and starts digging in the vibrating pit of rocks that he sees.
You find a sparking, heavily damaged cyber mastiff, Rex 2, underneath as he's freed and hobbles out.
So I pick up. Is it completely mechanical dog?
Yes.
So I can't heal it.
Well, the internal system, it has some like flesh components inside, but
do you know what? I believe because your powers are ultimately miraculous. If you wanted to heal this cyber mastiff, you could.
Okay.
Because these are miracles of faith performed by one of the Emperor's chosen.
I'll bring the Rex back to the judge first, because I know everybody's hurt, right? And I don't know. I know Damien can do some healing, and I have some limited healing as well.
So you were carrying Rex back to the
I'll
rest of the
cradle
group.
Rex back to the judge and say, Judge, I've located Rex, but he's not doing so well. We need to ration out our medicine and our healing.
And that's when you realize the judge is not even listening to you. He's so focused on the one member of the flight crew, and he's asked where Talos Evo went. And the camera pans to the front of the plane. Morgan, what are you looking for?
Morgan's looking for any of the information that she can get out of this machine, anything she can find about where anyone would have gone next, if there's any tracking, if this guy was a heretic who was a prisoner who's being transferred, or is there any locator on his person? Like anything I can get that might be of use in this probably half-busted plane.
That is a great question. Roll me a perception.
It's a 16.
16. You're hunting around. You can't get any of the systems active enough for you to engage with them. I think there's a bit of a question on whether or not that's due to it not entirely working, or you still being a little shaken by the fact that you killed a loyal Imperial servant you were here to save.
Yeah.
But you realize that there is enough power in the system, and there is a data spike port. So if you were to put in the same spike that you used in the Arbites Fortress Precinct, you might be able to have your friend Closet pull data from inside this lander.
Perfect, because Morgan is tapping away at stuff. She's opening and closing compartments. She's a little bit frantic, and then as her rational brain catches back up, she thinks, oh yes, and pulls out the data spike and puts that in this system.
Fabulous. There is a brief moment where it glows red, as you've seen before, and then it glows green.
And then she's going to pull it back up and try to comms back up to the ship. Closet, are you available?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm sending you information from the crashed ship.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Do we have any information on what we need to do next? The prisoner is still at large.
Let me pull through this. I'll have you an answer in a couple minutes.
Perfect, thank you. Over and out.
He accepts that. Over and out. The ultimate way to end the conversation. Be like, I don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
And you thank you too.
Oh, very rare.
Perfect, thank you.
And you turn back to the rest of the crew, making your way through this wreckage of a cockpit until you arrive in the central hold, where you hear the judge ask this flight crew member the question, the same face that you saw dead a minute and a half earlier, recovered, coughing, speaking with the judge. The judge asks where Talos Evo went.
As Morgan walks out, it's been turning over in her head back and forth of, do I lie about finding her dead, or do I tell them that I accidentally murdered this person? And it's like the two choices of what is the right thing to do go through her head. And then the moment she sees this lady alive again, legitimately her face lights up, and she's goes over to where the judge is talking to her. It's a miracle. She was dead.
Well, she's alive now. Tell me, where did Talos Evo go?
He escaped. He escaped and he ran. He ran off, and then I think maybe cultists got him. I don't know. I heard it's just some battle or something, and then like not that long after, arbitrators landed. Like more of you guys, Arbites, judges.
What direction did Talos Evo go to?
That way. She points towards the hive. I mean, that's the way that he went. That's the way they went. So that's got to be the path, I guess.
All right.
Please don't leave me here.
We're not going to leave you here, but we can't keep you with us. So,
the last ones just left me here, and then we got sacrificed. Now everybody's dead.
We're going into the hive.
Well, I don't want to do that.
Do you, I don't know. Does anybody here, can anybody patch up this, what was your name again?
Larsa Quinn.
Can anybody help patch up Larsa Quinn even more? Anybody have any stims or any other medicine?
I can help. What's your Larsa? I can help Larsa, of course, but Judge, Damien, you seem wounded as well. I want to help the most people as possible. Where would you like me to start? Rex, too, is also in a bad way. So, mechanically speaking, I have 15 points of healing that I can distribute to anyone. So I'm down 9. I assume you guys are both down 9.
You would also be down 9 over here as well.
I mean, let's not get too
Hey,
metagamey.
No, so like
just fucking math.
Mapping out all this healing. I don't know how much you want me to do, but
I can take some. I'm pretty decent right now, except for a few wounds. Imperative, though, that we all get healed up as best we can.
I mean, I'm pretty good. Honestly, I think I can stand.
You can?
I can stand. I can walk. Whatever you need.
When you're looking at Larsa Quinn, you're realizing she's a lot more fragile than your team is. The amount of healing that she received really did reinvigorate her in a large way, whereas for the rest of you it might have been more fractional. She's pulling herself to her feet as she says this, gets up, looks at all of you, and just nods. She's got a haunted look on her face, but she's more determined now.
Can you run?
If I need to.
Yeah, how far behind enemy lines are we at this point?
I mean, you're a significant way. Yeah, it's going to be a while. Like, you guys flew here at great speed over, you're looking at like maybe 20 minutes on a plane.
Oh, God, good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Is it, from flying over, are there just cultists interspersed all over the place?
Correct. They are randomly traveling through this area.
Yeah.
Most of them are focused on the roads and heading towards the front lines. It's not like they're searching this area, but you are in the gap between the combat zone, where it is an absolute nightmare and all the cultists are going from the hive towards it, or the hive, which is the home of the cult.
Yeah, great. I love that the judge is so chipper of feeling like, we rescued this lady, you don't have to go into this building, and Morgan is sitting there like, getting murdered by cultists is really bad. What chance does this lady have otherwise? If only we could call someone in to come help her, but you're not the real Arbites.
You said there were arbitrators around.
Yeah, a squad came in. They asked us for information. They wanted to know what you did, and then they immediately left us.
How long ago was this?
Maybe an hour?
Well, you're coming with us to the hive, then.
Okay.
If you could, you Crusader, please, grant us some of your healing. We're going to need it for the trek ahead.
Then he'll just start doling it out to whoever it is. Please, line up an order of who is hurt the worst.
Who puts himself at the front of the line?
Damien will, out of line of sight from this person, administer his own healing. He'll do flesh knit on himself.
Wonderful. Roll me a d20.
16.
That's fine.
6 plus 4. He's good. He's topped it.
Great. Damien is uninjured when you find yourself looking at him, Brother Solomon.
He cocks an eye at Damien. He's like, all right.
Yeah, Damien just shrugs.
Yeah.
If you can heal the internal tissues of Rex 2.
He puts 2 hands on Rex, and Rex glows.
His name is Rex 2.
Rex 2. He's like, I'm Rex.
Can you heal Rex 2 is actually Rex's name.
Rex 2
It's not also Rex.
He puts 1 hand on each of the Rexes.
Yes.
Everyone named Rex in the group gets a hand put on them. And they get healing juice imbued in them. So I can do 5, 5, and 5.
Great. You feel the healing light of the Emperor. This does not feel like your quest, to be clear on the delineation here. This feels like the times where you have walked into sanctified spaces, where you have bathed in holy waters. When you see this, the feeling that you have is the same as the warm feeling that you had during your time in the Black Library immediately after the miracle. There's something different here than when you felt the kind shield created by Damien. Damien's magic feels gross when it happens. This does not. This feels warm and welcoming and right.
Morgan is just watching all of this happen and having a lot of feelings about it. I think because it's like these insane miracles are happening, and everyone's being very casual about it in a way. And then also there's a weird sense of feeling like this is the team that Valentine put together for her. And the fact that this ship came down and that lady got killed, and it instantly felt like, okay, everything could be totally fucked sideways right now at this turn. And for all of them to get up out of that wreckage, brush themselves off, help each other, and make these insane things happen, for her it's just like, it's hard for her brain to comprehend it on some level, because she's dealt with a lot of scrappy, down in the dirt fighting situations, but she's never had this many pious people who also seem to be able to do wondrous things. Even though Damien's magic feels weird, it's like someone helped this lady and didn't have to do something horrible to her in order to make it happen. And Morgan is a little awestruck, standing there looking at everyone for a moment, taking it in.
Yeah, you take in your team doing their jobs. They went from shitty arguments and turning on each other and weird backbiting insults to this.
How?
Some people are meant for the battlefield and not really meant for the rest of life, and you're realizing there's a chance that might be these three.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that we managed to do all of this, and even as the entire ship got exploded, just leading it all together, and even the judge making the decision about what Morgan was pouring over in her head, like, we can't just let this lady walk away. Morgan was thinking, do I have to kill this lady again so she's not sacrificed by cultists? And the judge is being like, you're coming with us. Okay, all right. The team is somehow working.
Yep.
Thank you, Papa Valentine.
And you see Larsa Quinn, while this healing is happening, opening up a compartment and drawing out an auto pistol of her own that she grabs 2 clips for, checks the slide. She's clearly ready to go with you on this journey, even though, to be clear, she is wearing a flight suit and spends most of her time in space. Yes. She's not going to be great at anything. She's going to need protecting, but she is brave and ready to step forwards on this quest with the rest of you.
I thought she was going to pull out the pistol and shoot Tyler.
And that's when you hear your microbead in your ear chatter as Closet reconnects. All right, so I scanned what was sent, and I scanned what I'm picking up as chatter in the area. Here's what I think I found. It seems like there's no tracker on the subject that we're aware of. He seems to have ditched it, but the arbitrators are moving towards the hive. You could go the same way as them, maybe even join them, but it's going to be kind of obvious, and there is a major checkpoint up ahead. Or you could disguise yourself using the clothes on the bodies near you and try to move faster than them to get to the next stage of the target. From what I can pick up from their chatter, they're heading towards something known as the Cleansing House. They believe Talus Ivo was taken there, perhaps for interrogation. Cleansing may be linked with the Flayed Man. I am not sure.
Morgan will get everyone together.
Over and out.
She couldn't get a thanks in. We're just done with that conversation. She took it in.
Yep, the group is there. They've been fully healed. Well, not fully healed, but they've been healed as much as healing is able. They are collected inside this crashed plane and are ready to go when you are.
Great. And Morgan will come.
Well, guys, I will stop the stream soon. And I will see you guys later for some War Thunder and then Wind Rose.
She says, and then it's gonna sign to the rest of the group. So the flank.
So yeah, have